to the fact that the ship is now clear of the reef and anchored and is no longer in any danger. Would you clarify this, please? And if this is so, I see nothing gained by us staying here.
We are about to abandon the ship. It's now 1:30 and the Wahine has swung round broadside to the wind. It's got a list of about 30 degrees, which appears to increase as time passes. The Wahine is rolling frightfully in the heavy swell in the harbour. Its list increases and then it goes back, but it never reaches perpendicular again.
Been so sure that we'd had it. It was just a question of how we were going to die, really, on the rocks or going out to sea. It was like finding yourself on a film set, an unfamiliar film set, and it was just things were happening all around you. It was very hard to believe it was happening. It's probably shock, I don't know, but nothing seemed quite real. And in the water, we got very tired. I think maybe we had, we were probably losing consciousness a bit in the water. We were very sleepy. All of us were struggling to stay awake. And yeah, we certainly didn't think we were going to survive once we got past Eastbourne. As we got into the big waves, they were breaking on us and it was very difficult to keep breathing. And then suddenly we were up on the very top of a wave and we saw a boat a couple of waves away, also on top of a wave. And that was the Nereides. And we saw that there was 3 people on it and one of them had a red parka. You couldn't tell anything else really. And they made the decision to keep coming out into those very dangerous waves and try and get us. It was a man, a woman and a 12-year-old boy from 2 families who were friends and sailed the boat a lot together. And the boy had to climb down and put ropes under our shoulders, the man and myself, and they tied us to the back of the boat and then towed us back through the waves to where it was a bit calmer. And then they were able to get me up, and then they got the man up with some help because they'd asked for help apparently, and 4 people were landed onto the boat, a couple of frogmen and 2 other people, and they helped get him up. And we were just lying there on the boat, and he was talking a tiny bit. The other boy was talking too, but we were exhausted.
The whole thing, the whole tragedy, the boat coming in the storm and the sinking, and then the people coming across. I just hope, and I really hope, that I'll never ever be witness to something like that again. It just was awful for those who were concerned. We went down there, we're looking for people who are going to be washing ashore or coming ashore, and then the first body that I came across there was a guy in a uniform, black jacket, tie and rings and that sort of thing. And he went out, another constable and I, we went out and we hauled him in, and we got helped by a 3rd guy. We brought him in and we turned him over, and here was this man, and there was not a mark on him, and he was totally at peace. And my thought that went through that, gosh, this is for real. People are actually dying. And I thought, okay, the guy 2 hours ago was alive and now he was dead, but there was not a mark on him. He looked at peace. We carried him up and put him in a safe place on the beach. But you know, if any of the relatives of this man, you know, hear this and that sort of thing, just want to say to you that the man looked at peace. He was handled with dignity, the situation, and we put him onto the beach, and then we went out continuing on a thing, what we had to do at that time. One of the things that happened which was absolutely amazing on this whole episode was that you couldn't see the Wahine, and every so often the clouds would, sea mist would part. Anyway, at one stage it was like the final act of a play. The curtains pulled back and I could see the Wahine, and then it started to tip over, and everyone who was around me in my close vicinity of the beach, we all stopped and we all looked out over to where the Wahine was, and the Wahine started to tip over, and these plumes of steam come out of the funnel. In other words, it was like a dying whale with a plume of steam there, and then as it settled down, and then the clouds and the mist over, that was the end of the act. That was the end of the finale for the Wahine, and it was something that imprinted in my mind.